What's up, Goy Squad? Famox here from Game Interface, and today we're looking at our first two Team of the Years. Now, before we start this, I gotta give a huge thank you to Rahanik for letting me borrow these guys. I'm sure you are all familiar with him, but if you're not, then go check him out on Twitch. Anyways, let's get into this review of Team of the Year Jagr versus Team of the Year Pavelski.
The rules. I will play both players for 7 games on 100 chemistry lines. They will not be assigned any boosts or captaincy cards. The overall grade will be based on 5 stats: puck skills, skating, shooting, physical, and defensive. His current average price is $350k, putting him in the same price range as Malkin and Taves. Puck skills. He gets an 8.5. Jagr has a very long stick, and usually that's not the best for dangling, but Team of the Year Jagr is a rare case. His stick handling is actually quite smooth and responsive, and he's also an above average passer. The only problem is that he does have to make wider dekes, so he's not as quick as someone like Duchesne, and isn't the best with the loose puck moves. But what brings him up to an 8.5 is that he has crazy puck control. Even when he's being poke checked, or if he messes up a move, he still manages to keep the puck on his stick. Skating. He gets a 7.5. If you've used any version of Jagr in the past, you would know he's awfully slow. But with the Team of the Year version, he really steps it up. His top speed still isn't phenomenal, but his acceleration is definitely next level. I'd say he's on par with someone like Hull, so he can take off in just a few strides. However, he's not an ice dancer and does struggle with agility. He also has poor endurance and is easily fatigued. Shooting. He gets a 7. This was the most surprising and disappointing part of Team of the Year Jagr's game. He really doesn't have a remarkable shot. I know some of you may be shocked and might disagree, but in the games I played, he didn't impress. Now, I'm not saying he's bad, I'm just saying he's average. He can definitely hammer home one-timers if you set him up, but he lacks wrist shot power and overall accuracy. He often missed the net, and his release didn't have the same whip as other snipers that I've used. Physical. He gets a 10. What he lacks in shooting, he makes up for in his physicality. Team of the Year Jagr is an absolute tank. When the puck is on his stick, it's almost like you've entered NHL God mode. He can just cruise into the zone uncontested and run over anyone that gets in his way. And he's even more dangerous when he doesn't have the puck, easily flattening any target that he chooses. Defensive. He gets a 7.5. Jagr was actually pretty good in the defensive end. His long reach comes in handy for taking away passes and stripping the opponent of the puck. His speed and strength were also very effective when put to work on the back check. However, his long stick wasn't always a positive, as it would sometimes get in the way and create tripping penalties. He got 3 in his 7 games. Total points. In 7 games, he got 4 goals and 4 assists for a total of 8 points. His overall grade comes to 8.1 out of 10, or 81%. It's a B-.
Team of the Year Jagr is definitely a force to be reckoned with. His strength and power are almost unstoppable. He's also much faster than you would assume. On top of that, he's got great puck skills and is pretty solid in the defensive end. However, he struggles where you would expect him to excel, and that is in his shot. Even though it isn't brutal, it's not extraordinary either. He can hit his mark if you set him up, but he just doesn't have that snap that you think he would. I would say he plays very similar to Malkin. He can't shoot as well and isn't as fast, but he's much stronger and has better puck control. But let's see how he compares to Team of the Year Pavelski.
His current average price is $350k, putting him in the same exact price range as Team of the Year Jagr. Puck skills. He gets an 8.5. Team of the Year Pavelski is great with the puck. His deking is sharp and his stick movement is comparable to Prize, but he doesn't have the fastest stick around. His playmaking ability is his strongest asset, as he is a great passer, a very reliable guy to set up the play, as he makes quick and precise passes that will usually get through opposing D. Skating. He gets an 8. Team of the Year Pavelski is very similar to his opponent Jagr. His top speed is a bit faster, but he's the same in that his true talent comes from his acceleration. He can instantly spark and explode past the defenders. He's also more agile and better at handling sudden moves. That being said, he still won't outskate some of the faster players in the game. Shooting. He gets a 7.5. Pavelski's shot leaves a lot to be desired. His wrist shot is accurate, but it doesn't carry that zip that you look for in a good snipe. He can pick his corners in close, but if you're farther back, it'll probably fall flat. His slapper is the same. It's got the accuracy, but not the power. Physical, he gets a 6.5. Pavelski is not very threatening physically. He's definitely not the weakest player around and isn't super easy to throw down, but he doesn't bring anything positive to the table either. He can't hit, and he might power through some smaller guys, but match him up against anyone with some decent size and he'll get rocked. Defensive, he gets a 9. Team of the Year Pavelski is a true two-way forward, as he is very strong in the defensive end. He has a great poke check and was great positionally. You'll often see him intercepting passes or blocking shots, and even though he wasn't the best, he was still pretty good on the draw, winning maybe 55 to 60% of the time. I wouldn't suggest playing him as a center, but he can manage if you really wanted to. Total points. In 7 games, he got 4 goals and 2 assists for a total of 6 points. His overall grade comes to 7.9 out of 10, or 79%. That's a C+.
Team of the Year Pavelski is a pretty complete player. He's solid offensively with his puck skills and speed, and he's even better defensively with his overall defensive awareness. But don't expect him to be your top goal scorer. Jagr, on the other hand, is the ultimate power forward. He can barge his way into the zone and set up the play, but just like his opponent, he doesn't have the greatest shot. Overall, Pavelski is a better version of Bergeron. He's more of a background player that will produce points silently, and it may not be noticed on a team full of all-stars. He is great all around, but doesn't necessarily stand out in any offensive category. Jagr will be more of an impact player because of his combination of speed and strength. He's pretty solid defensively and has extremely good puck control. Just understand, he's more of a power forward than a sniper. So between the two, who would I take? I would take Team of the Year, Jaromir Jagr. He's a player that'll make waves the instant he steps on the ice. But of course, like all my reviews, it's based on my own personal opinion. So take from it what you will. Now, usually at this time, I remind you to vote for the next review, but because of the current situation, there will not be a vote this week. I actually don't know if there will ever be a vote again. But as far as reviews go, they will continue. I'm just not sure if I can guarantee one for next Saturday. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then go to my Twitter and you can find out exactly what I'm talking about. Also, if you're new here, then go check out some of my past vids. If you enjoy them, then click that subscribe button to join the Ghost Squad, where I provide in-depth reviews so you can make informed decisions. I'm Famox, and I'll see you in the next one.